the lookout with us as we travel along on this journey. You can always share your thoughts and comments with us on WhatsApp on 053-230-0927. That's 053-230-0927. What does it say? There are themes, categories, ministries by region, by project research, all projects summary, all of it put together here on the performance tracker. Why do I keep calling it the delivery tracker? Now, what is the performance tracker? If you go onto the website, that's www.performancetracker.gov.gh. It says, welcome to Performance Tracker. Our platform is designed to give Ghanaian citizens easy access to valuable information on the performance of the government of Ghana since 2017. Our achievement records come from 30 ministries organized to show projects undertaken by government, as well as data on the outcome, impact, and beneficiaries of government interventions, enabling users to assess the effectiveness of their interventions. We believe showcasing our achievements can enhance transparency, 1, accountability, 2, and build public trust in the government's ability to deliver on its promises. We believe showcasing our achievements can enhance 1, transparency, 2, accountability, and build public trust in government's ability to deliver on its promises. And that's on the website. That's delivery.gov is the other one. This is performancetracker.gov.gh. I've been joined on the phone line now by Professor Kobe Mensah. He's a political marketing communicator, also a senior lecturer at University of Ghana Business School. Prof, good morning. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, big man Johnny. Charlie Abbey.
Ade, pump up.
We are pumping, Charlie.
Prof,
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for indulging us. The first question that comes to mind is whether or not this performance tracker is fit for purpose, because the government says transparency, accountability, and public trust in the government's ability to deliver on its promises, and this is to the citizenry. Is the tracker fit for purpose?
The answer is a big no, because their own, a summation which you just, put forward of why they did it, defeats, or of course the performance tracker as it is defeats what they just said. All right, and I think that it's very, very disheartening, for a whole government of Ghana. And especially a party that actually prides itself with due process, had criticized their opposing party, in the past for hoodwinking or allegedly hoodwinking Ghanaians. And they used all sorts of words. For them to have done this and for the purposes that they intended, I think it's very, to say the least, is disheartening. So definitely it's not fit for purpose. Their own purposes that they explained.
Now, the government had the opportunity to launch this and to tout it as an achievement that is also unveiling other achievements. I'm sure you've been combing through the performance tracker. If you look at the design and how things have been put together, and all of that. I know that you do a lot of these softwares and all of these things. Is this again worth the money? We don't know how much though, but is this worth the money that was spent on this?
Johnny, even if it was 5,000 cities, it is not worth it. And to talk about the image, it's absolutely not worth it. I mean, I don't know how people see things, but to be very honest, I'm a very proud person when it comes to what I know and when it comes to what, I should talk about. And so I find it very difficult to take that someone of a minister level can proudly, stand in the public, and the media glare, use big English for something that is as what do you call it? You wouldn't even call it as amateur. It is not even amateur, because amateur means maybe the person hasn't actually grown in terms of level of sophistication. This is a sure, terrible job that has been done, and a minister can actually stand in the whole world and then say things like that. I was asking, did they really check it? If you listen to the ministers who actually launched this, they were using big words. Oh, this is real time. This is geolocation. We have videos and pictures to show. Come on. Where is it? And so you ask yourself, somebody who is actually supervising a certain project, even if it was your aides who were supervising it, I am sure that when they had come to you to report, you even have a glance. And if you had a glance, are you saying that you couldn't identify even the interface, all right, to see that there was a problem, and therefore ask them to hold on the launch? Then, of course, you are not worth it as a minister, because you should be able to see it. Where it says filter, and then you could even filter it, and then when you were filtering it, the filtering was not working, or there was nothing filtering there. You couldn't actually pick it up as, hang on, how could you select education and you have afforestation there? This is not technology-oriented mind. This is normal leadership or knowledge that you're supposed to get. Because if they say filter, it means that you're having a closed loop, all right? And so if the website says filter, and then you select education and it's giving you afforestation, can't you ask the one who is supervising it, guys, why is it I'm selecting education and I'm getting afforestation? And as a result, tell them, can you hold on the lunch? Let's fix all this before. I mean, so what kind of ministers are we having? What kind of leaders are we having? To me, it is demonstration that we don't have quality in leadership.
Prof, this will not be the first tracker that the government has instituted. I remember the delivery tracker, which also had similar issues, including projects that didn't exist. Same criticism that the MPP government, then in opposition, gave to the NDC about their green book. Does it surprise you that this is more like a repetition, or if you like, an improvement of the things that they claimed were bad that they complained about back then?
You see, Johnny, this is terrible than the green book. You know what?
Tell me why.
The green book was launched in, I think, 2015. All right. At that time, internet wasn't pervasive. I mean, I remember 2012. I wasn't in the country though, but Kwesindum's campaign is the one that used internet in 2012.
Right.
Now, fast forward to the 2016 election, there was some kind of online campaign. And then 2020 was a full-blown, because I think COVID played a part. All right. So when NDC launched their green book, it was a physical book that, you couldn't ascertain unless you go there, isn't it?
Right.
And so, for example, if I'm in Sekondi Takoradi and they say they've done, let's say, Accra interchange, you see the green book. But unless somebody is in Accra to confirm to you that indeed it is there, all right? Now, you do a so-called interactive, system where you claim that for evidence, you have put in video and pictures and geolocation so that you click on it and you go. Look, if somebody is in US, can take it by your word and do that. And if there's nothing of such nature, that person will be so embarrassed, will so be disappointed. At least with Green Book, that person wouldn't have access to in the US, all right? And so whatever they're saying is what they are going by it, okay? But with this internet, it's global. So if you say that the British officials who has given you money to build a 2-classroom block can sit in Britain and go onto your performance tracker and check, and then they get the garbage that is actually coming out, I think it's so embarrassing globally. So this one is terrible than the Green Book, because it's a global disgrace. I'm telling you, it's a global disgrace. Somebody sits in Italy, somebody sits in France and checking this because your minister has said that it is to account for what our partners are giving us so that they know that there's evidence for it. And they sit in the US or UK and they go and they see what they're saying. Isn't it a disgrace at international level? 92.7. So,
but Prof, since dissenting voices started speaking up, government's only rebuttal has been that, oh, well, yes, it's true. 67 of the entries were wrong. We have deleted them. But there were also 74 projects that we failed to include. And so that's it. There's been no apology. It's just an admission of the fact that, yes, we got it wrong. And they say, well, too many naysayers because this is supposed to be an advancement on or in our technological and digitalization agenda. What do you say to that?
It's a laugh. Advancement. I mean, I've just gone on to the performance tracker as we're speaking.
Right.
The same errors are there. This filter is not filtering. Right? So what are they saying? I would even think that they would summon these guys overnight and say, look, the criticism that has come, let's fix it. It's still there. I'm just checking the filtering. It's still there. I gave, framework for internet quality, website quality. Well, the work done by my own senior, Professor Henson and his group, they published a paper on website quality of bank brands.
Right.
All right.
Right.
And they gave ease of use. They gave usefulness. They gave, a loop, that is a feedback loop, and they gave revisit, and then they gave conservation of, customers as part of the framework for establishing quality websites. All right. None of this framework is actually deployed on this design. The UI is terrible. All right. The performance itself, in terms of the information that the website is giving, it's fake, isn't it? They have actually established that. And I thought that almost a week now, because it was Wednesday, I think, right, that they launched it, that we started, criticizing it. If I were the one project manager, these guys who developed it, they won't sleep over the weekend. They would have used to fix it. So if you had apologized and I said that you've taken over, the best would have been that by this morning you have issued another press to say, we have taken your comment, your criticism, we have fixed too far, so bring in more, and then whatever you find. This is a working, government or a working institution.
Right.
But we've criticized and the thing is still there. You don't care. Look at the telephone number there, 053 053 7960618. Does that sound to you as a government of Ghana telephone number? And if anybody, look, I've lived in England for 21 years. No British person will see this and think that it is a legitimate government website. They might think that it is some people develop, because you're supposed to have a legitimate Ghana government telephone number will not be 053.
0302.
Yeah, it's a private somebody. This telephone number can be out of the system anytime. But you want a proper number that shows that it's a government of Ghana. 030, isn't it?
That's right, 0302.
Yeah. You see, and then you look at this, and does it tell you that this is Ghana government? It looks like somebody who is trying to learn how to do websites. And truly, the minister, when they saw this, were they happy with this? This output? Charlie, sometimes, I don't know, but sometimes I just want to keep quiet, but it looks like I cannot keep quiet, because whenever you see these things, it becomes so embarrassing. And then you think that you owe it to the public to tell them that this can't be, for Mother Ghana. It is disgraceful. And so if you have criticized somebody that they did a green book and you think that they did Photoshop, look, a common ego, all right, and self-respect means that you will get yours right because you have criticized somebody. To be honest, I was so surprised, though, that ministers can use big words for such a trash like this. I was like, hey. Then initially I'm worrying myself because the level of quality I expect in my things, all right? And sometimes I ask myself what I'm being overbearing, all right? But it has to be. Johnny, it has to be.
That's
because
right.
unless we are not the proud people, all right? But if you say you want to make sure that people, at least let people criticize and say that, okay, this is hard to do. You get it? Like sometimes people will say that you have put in the effort, all right? But there's a natural gap, you know? When we write papers as academics, we send our work for review, and then people bring reviews.
That's right.
And then you work on that. So not all of them you can work because you realize there is a natural gap according to the methodology, etc. So you then defend it that, okay, in future you will. But this is not a natural quality. I don't think that they apply the framework for web design quality. And look, since I posted that on my Twitter, a lot of people have come up, people who are technology people, who build, who design websites. They have said that this is atrocious, you know.
Prof, if you were supervising this work by one of your students, say an undergrad, what would be the grade?
To be very honest, my undergrad student will not submit this one. They won't even submit this one for it to be graded, you know. Charlie, it's so disheartening. You know, I wouldn't even accept it to grade in the first place. But granted that for debate, if I have to grade it, over 100. You know, I'm telling you, 20% coming from.
Oh, that's a fail.
It is absolute fail. It is atrocious. This one.
That is
because you see,
Q minus or
their own comment. They said that so that you can click on the thing and it will take you to where it was the project was cited, isn't it?
That's right.
Now, if you choose any of the projects, all right, they just put their own inscription there or their own commentary there to say 100% complete, all right? And if you have to go by the Minister for Information, that lady who spoke plenty English,
Fatih Abubakar,
GPS location and things like that, all right? Okay. So I'm clicking, as we're speaking, I'm clicking. So you go there, it only says 100% complete. There's no picture, there's no video. And then where it says web link, you click on the web link. It doesn't take you anywhere. You click on the location icon, which is supposed to take you to the location. It's not clickable. So, Brofu Bribina, Pina Ken, Nasa Cheddar. You know, Nasa Cheddar. So for me, I think that, like, the Wombu, because the Ebuhua, you would not defend this one. Me, I would not be in the public and then talk about something like this. Hey, Charlie, we have to be mindful of what people see us. And you are saying, and you see, it is not the fault of the Caucasians sometimes when they look down upon us, because some of these things, they are so elementary that Johnny, if you are with a British official,
right,
and for conversation's sake, so our government is actually demonstrating what they have used your aid money for.
Right.
And they are clicking this, and would you be excited? You will be so embarrassed.
Of course, you will not be excited.
Unless, of course, you don't know. Unless, of course, you don't know about this. And if you don't know about this, you won't even get to be meeting British official with you. You are getting to meet British official because of your status, isn't it?
Right.
Obia of Unity Academy Village, who is just, hadn't been to it, they might not get opportunity to meet a British official. So if you get opportunity to meet a British official, it means that your status in society is a little bit high. That means some of these things you must have an idea. You get it? So that minister who was speaking geolocation, and does she know what geolocation is? And ask her, did she get opportunity to check? And if you haven't checked these things, how do you then come to the public domain to launch it? How do you get to the public domain to speak big English about it for something you haven't checked and you are defending in the public? If she had checked and she didn't find anything wrong with it, she's not supposed to be a minister.
Prof,
it's serious.
I can imagine the frustration that you have.
I get worried because you see, I mean, I always say that I want my son to actually grow up and know that, look, my dad held his own, and be able to tell that I stood for something. I cannot stand in front of the public and be saying these things. And then tomorrow my son will come and say, but Charlie, what did you do? Really?
Kuku will ask you a question. Why did you do that?
Yeah, I'm not comfortable with that. So, and upon Nkrumah, for example, me, I respect him so much. But for him to have come out and say all these things, if he didn't check it, then I'm surprised. Because he's one of those guys we look up to, isn't it?
That's
I mean,
right.
young people look up to him. You can't say it is your job to do that. It is your job to ensure quality. It's not your job to come and speak about it because you have to speak about it.
What should government be doing at this point? Should they pull it down and fix all the issues that you and the other professionals have spoken about before they hoist it back again?
They need to retract it and then try to work it. You see, and that's also the idea. If it was not for propaganda purposes, why do you launch a tracker, a delivery tracker in 2020? Just for
2024, right?
The 2021.
We launched it in 2020, delivery tracker, and then in 2024, the performance tracker.
Yeah, so my point is that if it was for the purposes of open government, which they stated, then the 2020 delivery tracker shouldn't have been pulled down, but have been in existence working on, because when we found all those things, you improve on it. So it's in the system, then you'll be putting projects on as we go. So this performance tracker wouldn't have been something new. It would have been with us, and maybe you would have changed the name, But you pull it out, and you wait, now we're going to election, say you have now performance tracker. That's propaganda. It is not for the open government thing that we talk about, Because all those countries that signed up to the open government policies, which in 2011, America led, I think India, other countries, even Brazil, all joined that open government, thing. And they started putting information there that you don't necessarily even have to go to government agencies. You can get these things. All of them have an ongoing website that is tracking policies and policy delivery. So if it was for that purposes, which they have said that is the purposes for that, why did they pull the delivery tracker and now brought us performance tracker, and then the same problem we had with the delivery tracker, we're having it? It means it's for propaganda purposes. It's not for any legitimate open government, rationale. You get my point?
I get your point. Professor Kobe Mensah.
Yes, and another one is, Johnny, sorry about that.
No, go ahead,
is that
please.
Because of their own words, you see they say erroneous project.
Right.
What does the erroneous project mean? Does it mean that the project that the thing that NDC did, that the performance tracker has captured, why should it be erroneous? If you agree that government is continuous, then it shouldn't matter if the project was started by NDC, wherever they go to, and you had continued, it should be able to capture. But you know why? They are chased by their own ghosts because they criticize, this is our project, this is not this. They have partisan, connotations for these things. And so even if somebody started it and they came to they are not able to lay claim to it. But if you have good intention and like NDC started and you came to continue, and then when you are launching it, you invite NDC people to launch it just like Professor Mills used to do, you won't feel embarrassed that a performance tracker has tracked a project that Mahama did. Would you?
No, you won't.
Yeah. They take us for granted. We feel they are but
essay performance tracker and what back tracker and other side tracker. Why them?
What is
Prof, bye. That's Professor Kobe Mensah. He is a professor with the University of Ghana Business School and has been sharing his thoughts here with us on The Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. I'm sure you also have your own thoughts that you want to share with us. Please do so on WhatsApp 053 2300927. That's 053 2300927, or you can go onto our stream 3FM 927. We're live also on Twitter, and you can share your thoughts at 3FM 927, and we'll be happy to share some of them with the rest of the wonderful world. Well, we reached out to the phone number on the delivery the performance tracker.gov.gh platform, 053 796 0618. That's 053 796 0618. We called, the number went through as of 8:48, and nobody picked up. How many times did it call 623 times? Yes, because that's the standard we do here. We call you 3 times. And so, your friend Prince, 053 796 0618. And nobody picked up. I'm not sure they are at work, or maybe if they are maybe they are busy fixing the errors in the performance tracker. But what has been your own observation and your own experience going through the performance tracker? 053 2300927. That's our WhatsApp number. It's not for call. You just WhatsApp your thoughts and comments, and we'll be happy to receive them here. Government has admitted that 67 of the entries that they put in there were wrong, and that 74 of the projects that they had done were omitted. And Prof this morning has asked very serious questions whether or not we're proud of the tracker, and if you were with a British, or an American, or somebody who has given your country aid, and you were to do an analysis and also to assure them that you indeed are being transparent and being productive and not just wasting or dissipating their funds, would you be proud? He says he won't be proud. Of course, if the tracker has problems, nobody will be proud of a tracker that has problems. And he's also asked a very critical question about